Morning guys, it is before 7 AM and the car is all loaded up for Christmas. Technically I'm driving home for Christmas because I'm not coming back to London again this year. How sad is that? Basically it's the 17th of December and I'm driving up to Keegan's. We've got Keegan's family Christmas dinner today, and then I'm just going to stay at his until maybe Thursday, and then I'm going to be driving home to mum and dad's for Christmas. That'll be around the 22nd. So yeah, I've loaded up the car with everything that I need for Keegan's, some stuff to move into Keegan's to make it easier next year, and also stuff I need for Christmas at mum and dad's. So yeah, the car is stuffed full. Ava is right here next to me. Good girl. She's like, where are we going? Not again. In the car again. Guys, we're thawed out. We're listening to Christmas music. I've just left and it's saying that it's going to take 3 hours 15 minutes, which I know means nothing to you guys, but I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so quick. Normally the least I've seen I think is 3 hours 45 minutes, and it's always over 4 hours. So the fact it says 3 hours 15, it must be because it's 7 AM on a Saturday. It's actually -5. Ridiculous. I haven't seen a -5 temperature since I was in Philadelphia. Well guys, we've been driving for 2 hours. We've got an hour and 23 left and we are just stopping now because I need a wee. I think Ava needs a wee. I need petrol, and the nightmare has been my windscreen. I mean, it doesn't look as bad on camera, but honestly guys, there's been times on the motorway where I haven't been able to see out of my screen because the washer, like the windscreen fluid or the jets that spray it onto the windscreen, are frozen, so I can't clean my screen. So I'm gonna need to get a coffee and also get maybe a bottle of water or something and just see if I can clean it somehow. Also, thank you to one of my viewers, Koi, who sent me this dog blanket for Ava, and I thought it's the perfect size for Ava's new, what's it called, car thing. I can't talk today, it's too early. I've still not had a coffee. I normally put a towel on the seat and then instead I've put this blanket on the seat, so thank you very much, Koi. Anyway, it's time to get a coffee and to get this windscreen sorted out. Oh my gosh, Ava, it's so stressful. I've just stopped for petrol. I've poured a bunch of water I bought from Costa on the screen, and actually I squirted some de-icer on the jets. So it's actually working now, but every single car at this petrol station is either buying screen wash in the shop, their bonnet's open, they're pouring screen wash in, or they're doing what I'm doing, which is pouring water. And I saw a new car pull up, their screen was so dirty, just like mine, so it's clearly a problem everyone has. I'm just having a little flapjack. I used to have these after swimming lessons when I was a kid, and I haven't had one in years. Just thought I'd treat myself. Good morning guys, it's another day, and today well, it's not going to take the whole day, but as in what we're doing right now is resorting out the Alexas in the house, because obviously moving in with Keegan, we're merging two households things. Keegan already has some Amazon Alexas, I've got some Amazon Alexas, so we're, yeah, just from walking down the stairs. So we're going to do some DIY. So you guys will have seen my Amazon Echo Show. So I've brought that over and we're going to replace this Amazon device. Oh, it's gone. Anyway, Keegan had one in here. We're going to move that up to the office. This one. And then this one will be a bit better for recipes and things because it's got a bigger screen. And then this is my Amazon speaker that we're going to put in the lounge, because the lounge currently doesn't have any Amazon devices. We're just deciding whether to go horizontal or vertical. Yeah, I think about there, it's great. Gosh, you're clever. Ooh. Do the honors, Keegan. Lovely. So as you've noticed, we've had to go just off center because we were starting to measure, well, he was starting to measure, I shouldn't say we, I can take no credit for this. But it's directly above a plug socket, which probably means there's electrical wires there, so we've moved it in between those plug sockets. That looks so cool. Woohoo! It's up. So it needs time. We've just synced it to the Wi-Fi. I'm gonna like personalize it, get a nice screensaver on there. Obviously you can see shopping list. Guys, I'm not well. I mean, I don't feel absolutely awful. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to vlog, but I am definitely at the start of the flu. I felt it last night in the back of my throat, so I went to the supermarket and got some First Defense to try and stop it. And I've woken up this morning, I've got aches all over my body. I've got like chills. At the same time, it's like being really hot and a fever. Keegan felt my forehead. He was like, I think you're like really burning up. But I'm feeling like quite chilled and then hot and then cold and then hot and then cold. It's really annoying. So I'm just laying in bed watching TV. I do feel like I could get up and do something, but I don't want to be ill for Christmas. So I'm like, maybe I do just need to rest for the moment. But I did have my flu jab, so I'm hoping my symptoms won't get really bad, or it'll be a really short bout of the flu. Like, it won't be a week, it might be 3 or 4 days, because hopefully that's what the flu jab does, but I don't know. Thankfully I posted a video last night, so really I don't need to edit anything or post anything for a couple of days now. But I mean, I could still do it on my laptop here, but I've just got a headache. Never mind. Woe is me. Firstly, ignore the decoration. Keegan will be livid that I've shown this decoration, because we are redecorating next year. This is a book that I was obsessed with as a child called Inkheart. I absolutely loved it. I loved anything by Cornelia Funk. It's on Netflix now. It's just been added to Netflix and I've been meaning to watch it. Why is it that when you're ill, you want to revert back to childhood? Like, my first thing this morning when I woke up, I rolled over after cuddling Keegan and went, I need to text my mum. And then I've been watching Inkheart, which is something that I was obsessed with as a child. So why do we do that when we're ill? Just watching this scene, I'm like, maybe this is what made me obsessed with books when I was younger, because this aunt has the library that I want, and she talks about books in a way that I feel about old antique books. Let me show you this.
And I never had to leave this room. Books are adventure. They contain murder and mayhem and passion. They love anyone who opens them.
Keegan's just come up and bought me some chocolates and the dogs.
Yeah, these chocolates are definitely for the dog.
Just for me.
I'm even opening them for him.
Thank you so much.
You like a crunchy, don't you? I look like a feeder now.
If I get fat, guys, this is why.
Having a really snug day, which is like my favourite thing to do when it comes to Christmas. And this for me is what Christmas is all about. Oh, big yawn. I'm going to make some mince pies. We're going to watch a Christmas film and Dargett.
Good morning, guys. It's the next day and I'm feeling a lot better. It's so weird. I put it down to the fact that I was using First Defense as soon as I was getting ill, which is like a nasal medication which is supposed to stop a cold from developing, and getting the flu jab. So I got the flu vaccine. I get it every year because I've got asthma, and because I've basically had one day that it's wiped me out yesterday. I was having aches, I was having chills, and my throat hurt and things like that. This morning I've woken up, no aches, no chills, I've got tons of energy. I've already been on about an hour's walk with Keegan to the coffee shop. We had a sit down and a coffee and a croissant, and now I'm taking the dogs for a walk. And I'm not going to the gym, so I'm walking the dogs while Keegan's going to the gym because I don't want to push myself too far. But I do feel like I would have enough energy to go to the gym. But I don't know if you can hear, I've got a slight, I can feel something at the back of my throat, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was yesterday. Anyway, look at this beautiful walk. Ben's got his little jumper on. Ava's loving it as usual. I don't know if you can hear me or if it's too windy, but basically I put a Q&A box on my Instagram yesterday because I was ill and wanted to, you know, use my time. And there was a question that I saw this morning that I was going to answer with Keegan, and I got my phone out and the Q&A had expired because it had gone 24 hours. But it's something that I was gonna, answer, and I asked Keegan the question this morning because the person was like, how do you cope with you and Keegan being so different? Like, how do you make the relationship work? And I was just like, we're not different. Like, we're different, we're not that different. And I asked Keegan, I was like, do you think we're that different? And he was like, not really. I think we share the same values, we share like we are similar, otherwise we wouldn't be together. And it just makes me laugh. I've had a lot of comments, because Keegan's like a big rugby player and I'm not. People are automatically like, oh wow, like you two are so different. I never thought you'd choose someone like that, or Keegan would choose someone like you. And I'm like, they just make snap judgments, I suppose. Like, Keegan defies stereotypes because he's not, whilst he might be a big rugby player, he loves show tunes, he loves musicals, he dances around the house in a camp way, he plays the piano, he loves drag queens, he loves all those things even more than I do. Yet people would assume, out of the two of us, that that I would be the one like that and Keegan isn't like that, but that's not true. And like, we have different interests slightly, but on the whole, we're very similar. We've got similar personality types, very similar humor, like, basically, we are very similar, and it's just very funny people's instant judgments, isn't it, of like what someone must be like based on what they look like. I mean, Keegan obviously is a rugby player. I don't really like sport very much. I'm slowly getting into it, into rugby, that is, not any other sport. But I think people assume as well that Keegan is obsessed with sport. He's not obsessed with sport. He's the first one to say that he doesn't really watch rugby, he doesn't really watch football. He'll watch if it's like a World Cup, but it's not like he's an avid sports fan. He likes playing it, but he doesn't watch it very much. And like, people assume we must be very, very different just based on what we look like. And I'm like, that's not true. But I suppose in answer to that question, if you are different to your partner, all that matters is that your values are the same. Oh, hello cows. Are your values the same? They're like, I don't know what you're on about. But obviously it makes it a lot easier if you've got other things in common too. I mean, Keegan's like my best friend, and that's because we do share a lot of things in common. But it's also really nice to have things that are separate, and I think that's really important, and it's something I have to remind myself of, especially moving up here. I need to retain some of my own identity, my own life, my own friends, things like that, because I'm moving into Keegan's life. So I need to retain some of my own stuff, because I am this kind of person that will just assimilate into someone else's life, and I don't want to do that because I know that's not good for me and it's not good for our relationship. So there's a bit of insider gossip. Well, I'm out of breath. My keys for my new home. The other day I was like, I need a key ring for them, and then I remembered a couple of years ago I got this from the Harry Potter studio tour. I don't know if you can see. Mr. J. Wood, The Cupboard Under the Stairs, 4 Privet Drive. On the other side it's just like the letter. I bought it, I think I bought it when I made this video, so I must have had it maybe 3 or 4 years, and it's just been in its box in my bedside table, and I've never put it on my keys. So now it can get used. I am sad that it's gonna get scratched up, but hey, you shouldn't save things for best. Hello everyone, it's now Christmas Eve, and I'm home. I got home yesterday for Christmas at about 4 PM, and it's my first full day here. However guys, I've got bad news, I've got tonsillitis. So at first, as you know, I thought maybe I had a cold or maybe it was the flu. Basically, I've not had any other symptoms. I haven't had a cough, I haven't been sneezing, I haven't had a blocked nose or anything. I've just had chills, aches, and then those chills and aches have gone, hence why I've been able to do a few bits and bobs. However, it's so painful to swallow. Occasionally in the evening I've been getting like aches and things like that. So basically I woke up at 4 AM this morning in a lot of pain. So I was like, I just basically ordered some antibiotics online. It got approved by a doctor and I went to pick it up this morning. So finally I've started some antibiotics. Hopefully I'll feel better by Christmas Day. I know I won't be fully better by Christmas Day, but hopefully I can start to feel a lot better by then. But anyway, I'm off now to go for lunch and go bowling with my brothers. So that was our Christmas present to each other this year. Instead of doing presents, we were like, why don't we do something nice together, just the 3 of us? So yeah, we're going for lunch and then we're going bowling, which will be really fun. And I think I have enough energy for it. At the moment, recently I've been having enough energy for 1 physical exertion a day. And that usually is a dog walk. However, today I'm saving it for bowling. Can't believe it's nearly Christmas, and I know everyone says that. Everyone goes, oh, it's gone so quickly, can't believe it's Christmas. But honestly, I remember when it was late summer and I couldn't wait for autumn. That feels like yesterday, where I was like planning out my autumn winter content for the channel and all these things, and like I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Christmas in 2 days. Ridiculous. I always forget, guys, that I talk to you about things and then I forget to update you. So I often get people being like, what happened to this, that and the other, what happened to this, what happened to this, because I always forget to give you updates. So I know a few people have said like, oh, what's the update on the house situation? As of yesterday, we sort of agreed with a girl that's going to rent my room that Lucy approved of, and she has a dog, so the girl will be replacing me and the dog will be replacing Ava, which is so sad. But I'm really pleased. Lucy sounds really keen on this girl, not in a lesbian anyway. Lucy's not a lesbian, but don't know why that made me laugh. I think it made me laugh because I thought, before meeting Lucy, I thought she was going to be a lesbian, because I just felt like, I said her name, Lucy Bennett, to me, in my mind, conjured up images of a lesbian PE teacher. Don't know why, and not said in a negative way. Obviously, I can't be homophobic. I'm a homo myself. So, but I was like, I think she's just going to be like a lesbian PE teacher. And obviously, you've seen Lucy. She's nothing like a lesbian PE teacher. And I've told Lucy that, and she wasn't seriously offended, but she was like, my name made you think of a lesbian PE teacher. I was like, yeah. Anyway, yeah, she's really keen on this girl. She got along well with her. She gets good vibes from her. We've sent across like a contract and a deposit. So hopefully she'll get that paid today. And then she's actually moving in on the 21st of January. I'm moving out on the 14th of Jan. So that's a week later, but not too bad. I think I'm gonna stop talking now, guys. Right, it's the next day, guys. Sorry if this is all a bit cloudy. Basically, my camera spent the night in my car. So my camera is very cold and my car is now very warm. They just keep on giving you a little polish with Ava's blanket. I had a terrible night's sleep, guys. Kept waking up in pain with my tonsils. The antibiotics, I've now taken a day's worth of antibiotics. I don't know if it's helping so far, but anyway, I've done my one trip out for the day, and that was to go to the pet shop to click and collect Ava's food. And as I was carrying a 12-kilogram bag of food on my shoulder and 2 massive boxes of food in my hands and struggling back to my car, I just thought, this is what being a dad is, isn't it? I mean, I know I'm just a dad to a dog, but I was like, even though I'm not well, I still am out there getting my dog's food. Also, I don't know if I said in another clip, I know there'll be some people that are like, why are you leaving the house if you're ill? Tonsillitis isn't contagious, so, which baffles me, because then it's like, how do you get it? But apparently, you might catch a cold or flu, and then it might go sort of one of 2 ways. You might get a cold, so blocked nose, cough, things like that, which I haven't got. Or if tonsils are a weak area for you, it develops into tonsillitis. So it's caused by a cold. So yeah, as I said, I've not had any of the other symptoms, and yeah, luckily I'm not contagious, which is odd. I mean, you guys don't need to know this, but obviously I've been sharing a bed with Keegan, and he still kissed me, and he hasn't got anything. So yeah, I'm very grateful that this isn't contagious. So I don't think any of my friends or family are going to catch it from me, because it's not scientifically possible. We'll see. It's Christmas Eve. Hopefully I can have a pain-free sleep tonight and a pain-free Christmas day. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a merry, merry Christmas. I can't believe it's Christmas tomorrow. I'm not feeling that festive yet, but hopefully I will. Once I'm home, it's only 11:15 in the morning. Once I'm home now, in 5 minutes time, I'm not leaving again. Well, I'll leave to go for a dog walk, but I'm not leaving that house again. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great Christmas, and I'll see you soon.